If you like to talk about combat sports and you want to join the discussion, click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon next to it and join Knucklehead Nation.
You don't even have to try. Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, Christna Kim. How are you doing, Coach Christna?
I'm good, how are you? Thank you for coming down.
My pleasure, man. It was not too bad of a drive.
Yeah, San Pedro to Los Alamitos, yeah?
Not too bad. Had to get through Long Beach, right?
Yeah.
So, Christna, you know, I met you because you've provided me with some very tough fighters.
Thank you.
And some very entertaining fighters. And the real interesting part about it was, I mean, being, you know, an East Coast guy from Miami, you know, I don't get to interact with as many Asians as I'd like.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids are tough Asians.
Yeah. It's kind of what we do here.
Yeah. I mean, kind of tell me, you know, where you're from. Were you born here?
Yeah, I was born here. I was actually born in Los Angeles, California, but I grew up mostly in Orange County. So I was like the only Asian dude on the block, mostly in Anaheim. So we bounced around a lot. We went from Anaheim back to like Fountain Valley, Stockton, Long Beach, Lakewood. I'm in La Mirada now, but I'm sure there was like plenty of cities I didn't even mention there. So it was my brother and I, we grew up, and we didn't grow up in exactly like the best areas. And so that kind of like toughened us up a little bit. But we have a family history of kickboxing. You know, we are closely tied to Long Beach kickboxing, and so that's how I've always had that in my background. And I love it. You know, if it wasn't for that toughness being instilled from growing up in a gym, I think things would have been a lot worse than they really were. But you know, when you grow up in almost like the streets, You gotta be a little tougher, especially if you're a latchkey kid. You know what I mean? Like, we took care of ourselves mostly. My mom was always at work.
Yeah.
So we always had to watch out for each other and just watch our own backs.
You said, you know, rough neighborhoods. Kind of tell me where you came up in.
Santa Ana.
Santa Ana. Okay.
Yeah, I grew up with my grandmother in Santa Ana. She didn't necessarily like raise me. She just kind of made sure that I was there indoors at night and I had food. But anyway, like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah, so running, I used to live on First and Fairview. Yeah. And that's not, you know, kind of a rough area. And I used to walk to school and walk to college. I didn't even have a car, so I was just walking everywhere. Just this Asian kid in a mostly Latino community. Nobody really messed with me, I guess. Because I'm a little bit bigger, I guess, than most typical Asians, you know?
You know, for a second, I thought you were Samoan.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, because you're kind of like swole with it, too. You know?
Thanks. Put on the COVID-19 pounds. So.
Well, not that swole. I mean, you're kind of a husky, like stocky, muscular kind of build.
Yeah. So, what's funny about that is we were growing up in these, like, harder neighborhoods. I was the one that didn't guess what I was the one that didn't get messed with a lot. It was my brother.
Oh,
yeah, my brother was the one who was like in the street fights and stuff.
Why? Why is that?
He looks half white, and so people just like thought he was an easy target. They always wanted his lunch money.
I see.
Never got it though.
So he's a tough dude too.
He's a tough dude. He's a teacher now.
I see. So you know, you grew up in Santa Ana. You were born here. Were your parents immigrants?
They were immigrants. They're from Cambodia. Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
we're Cambodian. And that was unique in and of itself because there's not a huge population of Cambodians, and we have Long Beach, of course, like, you know, a little Cambodia, and we also have Stockton. And so when we were growing up, we lived in mainly Cambodian neighborhood, which is like very small.
Not the easiest two cities to grow up in.
Not the easiest two cities to grow up with. In Long Beach, we weren't doing much, but in Stockton, we had like a little donut shop. You know, if you know Cambodian, we kind of like run the donut games. You know, Vietnamese have nail salons, Koreans have restaurants, Cambodians have donut shops. Yeah.
That Cambodian background, no, that's not just unique, you know, in the United States, it's also, you know, just as a person, it's unique in the martial arts, right? Because you guys kind of, I mean, kind of laid the foundation for a lot of the striking arts. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what history you want to believe or what you've been reading. But yeah, I mean, it's etched in the Angkor Wat, which is one of the oldest temples in the world. You know, we have like carvings like done in stone, you know, of fighting. So we'd like to think that what is known as Muay Thai originated in Cambodia, but it is open for argument, you know. But so over there, that's why it's called Sea boxing, Southeast Asian boxing. Mm-hmm. So it encompasses like the whole area rather than just one region.
I see, and they refer to it in Cambodia as, is it Pradal Saray?
Yeah, Pradal Saray.
Oh man, I can't pronounce that.
It's okay, I can barely pronounce it.
I just said it like an American guy.
No, don't worry, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, you know, I guess your lineage, your kickboxing lineage, it stems from that. Kind of tell me about that, right?
So yeah, we learned that kind of style, which is a lot of boxing, a lot of kicks, a lot of elbow work. Clinching was something I added later on into the game when I trained under someone else. I've actually trained under a few people, but that Long Beach kickboxing, Khmer boxing is my base. And so that's what I've built up on. And it's been working so far. A lot of people have been enjoying it, you know. So I mean, you've seen it done.
I'll say it's been working. Yeah.
We like to throw hands in here.
It's been working, man. When I met you, it was, you know, you brought me two guys.
Yeah.
Joshua Fochman.
Yeah.
Noah Cole.
Yeah.
And your name, you know, Christna Kim.
Yeah.
I saw, you know, Fochman with the Korean flag. His last name threw me off, but I was like, he must be Korean. He's rocking the Korean flag. Yeah. And then, you know, you were Christna Kim. I said, maybe Christna's Korean too. But I was like, Christna doesn't exactly look Korean to me.
I get that a lot. And if a lot of people ask me if I'm a country Korean, because I guess in the country they look like me. Darker skin, bigger build.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Yeah, no.
But I know it's confusing. It's confusing.
But you know what really stood out to me, besides how professional you guys were, which I love.
Yeah, thank you.
No, thank you, because that can be a real pain in the butt sometimes dealing with guys that are irresponsible. But not only were your guys, you know, very responsible, your guys were very good, very tough.
Thank you.
Very tough.
A lot of hard work being on display.
Yeah, man, and specifically, you know, Joshua Fochman, he kind of, you know, he fought for me that one time and earned a nickname from me right away. It looks like it kind of stuck now.
Yeah, the Korean Pit Bull.
You know, I looked it up the other day. There's actually a Korean Pit Bull already, but I think he's kind of, you know,
he's winding down.
He's winded down his career, so now Joshua Fochman.
We're gonna pick up that mantle then.
Yeah. So kind of tell me about the style. Right, because, I mean, how is it different from Muay Thai, what you teach? You said a lot of punches, a lot of kicks, a lot of elbow work, but is there anything in specific that you can point out to me to kind of tell me the difference?
We're big on moving forward. We have a motto. Our motto is "Don't be a bitch." DBAB. And
DBAB.
Yeah, DBAB. That's our unofficial school motto. Like it's just, you know, sometimes you just gotta walk forward, bite down the mouthpiece, and just fight. You know?
Yeah.
We have another saying, fatigue makes cowards out of all men. We'll break you. When we break you, we just break you. Like, you crumble. Wow. In that third round, that's where we take it. You know? The third, fourth, and fifth, we just take it.
Wow.
We take what we want.
Wow, you say that, and I'm a little bit intimidated.
No. It's just a ring thing. But outside, like, we're all just, like, dorks. We're all, we're all video game players. We watch movies. Josh like rides a Segway to the gym.
Wow.
Yeah, we're all like super dorks, but in the ring, that's where we can kind of like be ourselves. And like you said, it's the whole Asian thing. It's like Asians are not necessarily looked in like a very manly light. We're like very slight, very meek, very quiet, studious, you know? Yeah. But that's one way that we can show you that, like, hey, dude, like, it's not like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that sort of stereotype has definitely been shattered for me since I've been out here. I did have a couple Asian friends, you know, down in Miami that were very tough and good basketball players and stuff that kind of shook that stereotype for me. But this out here, I mean, this is something else. You know, there's also I wanted to bring this up because you mentioned the rough neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah.
There's also some really rough neighborhoods where a lot of Asian kids are living here.
Yeah.
And, there are a lot of gangs out here in
California. There's quite a bit. I know like a lot of the old school gang members have like kind of like toned down. They're raising their kids now. Yeah. Like I know a couple of them, but I think a lot of it stems with being in a really like rough area, and there's such a small number of like say Asians in like a predominantly like Latino or Black areas that they like band together, Yeah. And when we were growing up, it wasn't uncommon for them to, like make their own weapons, make their own shivs, like hide it,
Wow.
Like that's how we grew up when we went to school. Like we, I didn't take part of it, but I know I seen it. You know what I mean? Like,
of course you did.
Yeah, I seen it. It's like it's kind of intimidating because you're just here's a dude fucking grinding a plastic spoon like a spork and just like wrapping it in a rubber band, and he's just keeping it in his pocket. And I'm just like, shit, dude. Like, yeah. That's the kind of area that we grew up in. Luckily, like, I didn't partake in any of that stuff, I know Josh might have grown up a little bit different, but I was like, I'm like responsible. At that time, I was responsible for my little brother,
Yeah.
And it was my mom was working all the time. She wasn't able to watch us, so I watched us. You know what I mean? I tried to keep us out of trouble the best that I could.
Well, I mean, two of the guys you introduced me to, I mentioned Josh, but also Tommy Mai.
Oh, Tommy, yeah.
Vietnam Tom.
What
a tough bastard that guy is, too.
That dude is tough. He's like, he is one of the nicest dudes ever. He grew up in a rough area, too. Just nice guy.
He looks it.
Loyal.
He fights like he grew up in a tough area.
Oh, that dude's tough. Like, talk about, like, the epitome of what we do here, bite down and fight. Tommy Mai embodies NHC Muay Thai.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. You got Vietnam Tom. You got the Korean Pitbull.
Yeah.
Tough guys, man. That's exactly, what I know. That's why I named him the Korean Pitbull, because I remember telling you after the fight. And
I totally forgot to tell him.
He won. Yeah, you did.
Totally forgot to tell him.
You didn't tell him what I said about him.
I actually don't remember saying that he could have done better after the fight.
Wow.
So when he said that, I was like, like, my bad.
Well, yeah, I said to myself, wow, this kid's got a dog in him, because he was just, like you said, plowing forward, trying to kill the guy, basically.
Yeah.
I interviewed him, not in this format, unfortunately. I hope to do that eventually, but I interviewed him, how we were doing before online, and he told me that he was incarcerated, Josh Foster, with Tommy Mai, and they would do 1,000 push-ups.
Yeah.
And they would, kind of look at the way the other guys were working out and laugh it off and start sparring while incarcerated. I thought that was pretty interesting. Were you working with them at the time?
No, it was like I would write letters to I didn't know Tommy at that point. I knew, of course I knew Josh. I was training him. Yeah. And then he got incarcerated. And it's an inside joke that we say that he took a trip to Thailand.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so, while he was in Thailand, what do you do in Thailand? I did push-ups, I gardened, whatever. So I wasn't training him. I was writing him letters, though, trying to keep his spirits up. And, just things that you do in your past, no matter, like, how far in your past, will come around and bite you in the ass. You know what I mean? Eventually, it's all karma. It's going to come up, it's going to come get you eventually, And unfortunately, they got him. He learned his lesson. I wrote him some letters about, like, keeping his spirits up and stuff like that. And then it was after that I met Tommy Mai when they were both released. And I'm glad, I wish Tommy would come around a little bit more often, but he's currently in school. He's doing right by his family. He's currently in school. He works as a barista, I believe. Nice. So he's getting his life together, and there's more to fighting, especially at a young age. So I'm glad that he's getting his life together.
These are talented kids, Christna.
Yeah.
And when they came in here, you would know this as a coach and what I believe to be a high-level coach. Having,
thank you. I appreciate
it. Yeah, no, let's be honest. Having dealt with, I try not to blow smoke up anybody's behind. I haven't dealt with so many different gyms. I definitely consider you guys a very high level
Thank you. That
gym.
means a lot to us.
Yeah, so I mean, when these guys came to you, were they talented, or did you kind of have to mold them into what they are now, or was it a mix?
So when I first met B was friends with another one of my students, and he was getting ready.
And B is Joshua.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. B
clarify.
is Joshua.
Yeah.
Joshua, well, I met him, and he was just like, he came in, and I was like, yeah, this kid's got some hands on him. But then I kicked him in the head, and he went down, and I was like, oh, I can help you with that. So, and he stuck around.
Wait a minute. You kicked him in the head and dropped him?
That might have been his friend, but I kicked one of those two guys in the head.
Yeah,
two guys came in.
Yeah,
I kicked one of them. I think Josh had dropped with the liver. I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 100 pounds heavier than Josh, but he little bastard hit me, and I was like, I forgot he was like smaller than me for a second when my head came back. I just hit him. Yeah,
I love it.
After that, he stuck around, and I was like, damn, this guy's got some hands on him. Yeah. And we just fine-tuned and added everything around his hands, because that's what we do here. We have a base style that I want everybody to know, but if you bring something different to the table, we're gonna build up around that. I mean, that's my teaching style. If Tommy is fast, so we built a style just for Tommy. B has great hands, good timing. We built a style around him. We have a guy, he stopped fighting, but his name is Ryan Dels Reyes. He was the original team captain for our team, and that guy had he was super disciplined, excellent technique, but he was a little bit older, he's a little bit slower, so we built a style just for him that worked for him, and everybody learns our base style, but then it's my job as a trainer to build up what they're good at, like their natural talent. And you've mentioned Noah. Noah is the toughest dude, little inside or a little secret. Noah cannot touch his toes. He is the least flexible person, but this dude has dynamite in his hands. So we built a style just for him, where it's just hands, avoid kicks, and just throw hands.
Well, he got stopped at FightersRep 5, but that was a really good fight up until then, and he wasn't.
He's a tough dude.
He wasn't even kind of ready. You were telling me, he hadn't reached.
Yeah, and so Noah has the most unfortunate record. He's 0-3, but realistically he should be 2-1. His first fight was a barn burner at another promotion, but because of his lack of English skills and understanding what was going on for his first fight, he unfortunately lost that one. His second one, I believe, was a robbery. That was a close fight, but I believe he got robbed. The fight with Erwin at FightersRep, that was his first legitimate loss, in my opinion.
That was a great fight too.
It was a good fight. Erwin's a tough dude.
Yeah.
Erwin's a tough dude, very talented.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of segueing into. I mean, am I gonna see Noah again?
We're trying to get him ready.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him ready. It's been a tough year for a lot of us, especially for Noah.
For sure.
He's dealing with some losses right now. Some personal losses, and so we're just trying to give him the space. And when he's ready to start picking it up, I'll be ready to train him.
My condolences to Noah and his family.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Is Noah Korean as well?
Noah's Korean, yeah.
Okay. You said he didn't even speak English.
He speaks English, but sometimes you have to talk to him twice.
I see.
Or you have to tell him twice.
Okay.
Noah's a sweet kid. He's a super nice guy.
For sure. I don't want to harp on it too much, but I love how kind of multi-ethnic, diverse FightersRep is. And it's not, I'm not going out of my way to do it. It's just where we're at, Southern California, It's California.
There's a team in every block. You pick up a rock, throw it in any direction, you're going to find a team.
Right.
California is the hotbed. We have great boxers, great kickboxers, great Muay Thai fighters, great MMA practitioners, great jiu-jitsu fighters. A lot of these guys are just tough, and it's almost like this place is a breeding ground for fighting. You know what I mean? I know there's other states, there's 49 other tough states, but California, if you can make it in California, you can make it anywhere.
And I tell everybody that. I think this is the mecca of combat sports.
Yeah. No disrespect to the East Coast. I know you're from the East Coast.
No,
New York has great talent too, but
Yeah, I mean, I actually, before I moved here, I was living right near American Top Team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got definitely a lot of respect for my home state of Florida, and I know New York's got some talent, but I'm even saying it. I mean, I'm a promoter out here, and I do think we're the best situated for talent, you know what I mean? So another kind of reason I bring that up is because, I mean, there are a lot of kids out here, right, that are looking to fit in, kind of looking to belong somewhere. A lot of them, end up going to the streets. Maybe joining gangs for protection or whatever reason they're joining gangs. Maybe just to feel like they belong to something.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to put out some awareness about this, right? This whole culture, this fight culture, man, is so important to pull people out of that situation. I mean, do you have any experience with
if it wasn't
that?
Muay Thai saves lives. For me, it can be any fight sport that saves a life, but for me, like Muay Thai, kickboxing saves lives. If it wasn't for this, I don't even know what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was when I was growing up, trying to find that identity or trying to find where you belong, trying to be that puzzle piece in an already completed puzzle. It's difficult, but every time I came in to train, I would just try to better myself, and it was cool because you don't understand how close-knit this community is, because I started off just training at a gym, and then I started teaching, and then from teaching, a couple guys heard about me. They asked me, hey, can you help me get ready for an MMA fight? And then I transitioned to MMA, taught MMA guys, and I just went back to, I switched schools. I started working there. And, eventually I built myself up and came here to NHC where I was I'm done with the fight game. I'm going to teach cardio kickboxing to moms. It's easier, as dealing with fighters is not an easy thing. But to go back, I think if it wasn't for training and trying to better myself through kickboxing, I wouldn't even have a job, honestly, because I was a lifeguard. I fixed computers, you know what I mean? I worked at Target, I worked at Costco, all these, just trying to find, doing different jobs, and it was nothing ever made me happy, and there were some jobs where I was getting paid a lot, but it was I wasn't happy at the end of the day, so I just quit everything, and I just started teaching full-time, and so, and through just teaching full-time, I've made some of the best friends I've ever had in my life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if there's any kids watching this, just join a gym. I had to wash bags, you know what I mean? Vacuum the gym, wash bags just to afford training, you gotta do what you gotta do. Get into a gym, it'll save your life.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that, I've seen that. I mean, we even did the whole documentary on Wilson Ha where, he was a two-striker.
Oh, that documentary was amazing.
Thank you, man.
That documentary was amazing.
So, how he kind of cleaned his whole life up. And there are a million stories like that with kids that have competed for us. And I'm sure kids that you've trained. Yeah,
so before here I was in Stanton. I don't know if you know about Stanton. It's a little bit rougher. A lot of gang activity for such a small city.
Yeah.
It's there's a 24-hour adult bookstore. You know what I mean? There's one grocery supermarket there, but there's 5 adult bookstores and strip clubs.
Oh my God, not a good ratio.
Not a good ratio. Not a good place to be in. Try to grow up in motels, drugs everywhere. And I used to teach there, and we would get a lot of kids who were. Their parents were afraid, hey, I don't want my kids living this street lifestyle, can you help? It's you know what, you have $80, bring them in, even if you have to pay me half now, half later. Mm-hmm. I gotta eat too, we would just take these kids in, try to give them gear, we had used gloves or used wraps, shorts that maybe were one size too big, but just give it to these kids and be just come here after school, At that point, I was teaching 2 classes a day. Right now, I'm currently teaching 1 because I'm trying to look out for my own kids too.
Yeah.
But when I was younger and I had not as much adult responsibilities, I was trying to mentor some of these kids. Yeah, we got Latino kids who came in off the streets. young black kids, Asian kids, white kids, and they just all needed someone to look up to or something to work towards, you know, or something to expend their energy to where they weren't like running amok on the streets, you know, just to stay out of trouble. If I was just a babysitter for like 2 hours, so be it. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I could keep my eyes on this one kid who was causing trouble at school for just 2 hours until his mom picked him up or his dad picked him up, yeah, that was, you know, I'll gladly do that job. I wasn't a fight trainer at that time. I was just a babysitter. But you know what? Like, for a couple months, it kept him out of trouble.
Christna, tell me, you know, when you first kind of started coaching, because I wanted to get into that, because that's one of the interesting things about you is, I mean, first off, I wanted to do an interview with you one time. You were like, you're a very low-key guy. You were like, no, man, I don't want that.
I like to be in the background. Like, the fighters, to me, like, as a coach, I shouldn't, like, outshine my fighters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to be, like, in the background. Like, you know, I'm like that parent. Like, go play with your kids. You know, go play with your other kids, you know?
But also, you know, besides the fact that, you know, you wanted to kind of be very low-key, you told me, man, like, I came to NHC to get away from fighters, which I thought was hilarious. You know?
I came to NHC because the big boss man, Louis Kim, was like, you know, you come over here, train, you know, teach like a kickboxing, a Muay Thai class, it'll be popular. And I was at another gym in Stanton called De La O, and I was like, okay, you know, like, fighters are amazing people, but they can also be very like hard to deal with, borderline disappointment. You know what I mean?
You don't say.
I know, right?
I'm just, you know, I'll be honest. Most people I've dealt with have been great, so I don't want to jinx it, but I know what you're saying. There's
a couple people that like dealing with them. You're just kind of like, you know. And so I was teaching at De La O Jiu-Jitsu in Stanton, and I had a little team there, but they were kind of dropping off. It was like all these kids that they went through junior high and high school, and then they were leaving into college, and I was kind of like, it was like the empty nest syndrome. Like, there's nothing else for me here. And then I got a wonderful opportunity to be like, hey, you want to teach some house moms Muay Thai? And I was like, sure. Like, I'm done with fighting. You know, I'm gonna do this, and it'll be easy. And then one day, I was teaching Muay Thai, and like after class, and this older gentleman named Ryan Dels Reyes was like, getting kind of older. It's too late for me to start fighting. And he was like 30, I think he was like 33, like early 30s, and I was like, no, it's not. I will find you a fight. Found him a smoker like the following month, went there, beat up some guys, and then after that, like, there was a promoter there, and he's like, hey, we want this guy on our card. And we're like, okay, one more. And then we went there, beat up that guy.
Wow.
And then it just kind of like, then people started coming, and then like, it was weird. People just started coming, and I was like,
supporting the school.
Yeah, supporting the school.
You guys.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we saw what you did, you know, like, if you know, can we train with you? I'm like,
yeah.
We don't really have a team. We're just like teaching like cardio kickboxing, you know, and then they stayed, and then, you know, then you had guys like, you know, like another Cambodian guy, Tokla, super tough guy. And then it was like Ryan, and then it was B, and then it was Tommy, Noah, and then these guys just kept coming. There's like a lot of like other names on there. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, I mean, you've also got, you know, Abel, right? Freight Train. And
Abel. Yeah.
IKF champion. I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Abel was the kind of guy where he believes in himself, and that's like one of his like biggest attributes, that he can like conquer anything just through self-belief. But he also has amazing cardio and amazing work ethic. This guy doesn't understand the word quit. You know, he's amazing. You talked to him; he's a character.
Yeah.
He's a very likable guy. And yeah, so we helped with him. I thought I was his only coach for a couple of those fights. I was like, what the hell? Like, where did this guy come from? He actually was coached by my teammate Pot. And so like there was like a Cambodian connection, and then like some other kid was like claiming Abel. So I was like, okay, you know, this works for me. Like you take all that.
So did you start coaching at Stanton, or where'd you get your start?
Like, I started teaching at Lakewood Kickboxing, like, back in the day, still during high school, but I didn't have any money to pay, so I was, like, cleaning bags, vacuuming floors, like, Windexing, spraying Windex on windows and cleaning. Funny story, I actually got kicked out of high school, and so I was going to a program in Long Beach called EPHS for kids who are kind of like me, who didn't want to attend school because they thought there was better things to do. Yeah.
Why'd you get kicked out? Because you were skipping or fighting, or what was going on?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Yeah.
And I was going to go to Lakewood High School, but there was a couple people that I met at a party that we didn't see eye to eye with, and I didn't want to go there.
I see.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there after what happened to them at a party.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What happened to them?
Well...
I'm sorry if I'm prying.
No. It's cool. Like, I went to a house party. A lot of these Lakewood High School kids were there. My buddy was mouthing off, and then next thing you know, like, there's a fight with him, and I come running in trying to save the day, and like, you know, we got in a fight with like 5 guys, and pretty much like it wasn't a good night for them. It was not a good night for them. It wasn't a good night for me because I had spent $30. I saved up $30 to buy this really nice shirt, and there was blood all over it.
Oh my
Had to throw it away.
So it was 5 of them. How many of you?
2.
You guys beat up 5 guys.
Beat up 5 guys. Yeah. I think they were like underestimating like that you know, we're Asian. that kind of worked in our favor.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of worked in our favor.
They were probably like, "Holy shit, what's happening right now? These guys are beating the shit out of me."
Yeah, and then so we got then there was like some more incidences at school, and then we got kicked out. And
so I mean, you used, or you were kind of forced to use what you've learned in the martial arts.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yes. And you know, it's amazing what a jab cross can do.
But I mean, obviously, you know, you don't go out looking for
No.
it.
So that's one thing in here. In order to be part of like our team or our program, like, you cannot be a troublemaker. You can't.
Right.
Like, you actually have, like, our requirements for being in like a fight team is you have to have some kind of career, some kind of job. You gotta be in school. Like, you cannot be out here like training, going out, you know, running amok, being an asshole. Then, like, I don't want to hear, like, I grew up in hearing, like, oh, what do you do? It's like, oh, I got in a fight at a bar. It's like, nah, dude, like, come on, you can't do that. You're gonna go out, use what you learned in here on, like, some unsuspecting asshole. Maybe you even started the fight, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of person does that?
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah,
it's
stupid.
Dangerous. It's for sure dangerous, you know.
So we don't do stuff like that here.
I've noticed that about you. Even Abel was kind of telling me, you know, low key, he was like, you know, one time he wanted to talk trash or something. You were like, nah, bro, we don't do that here.
Yeah, we don't do that here. Like, any kind of talking that we do is in the ring, you know. Well, as much as I can encourage the guys not to do that, you know what I mean? Because like, that's not what we're about, like.
But there is a healthy bit of gamesmanship that can be.
As long as it's like 2 guys going at it, and it's not like fucking like one guy and his coach, like, you know, trying to like stir the pot. It's like, why are you even here, dude? Like, you're like fucking 50 years old. You want to stir the pot? Like, let these young guys fight. If they fight, our guy wins, your guy loses, or your guy wins, our guy loses. That's all that needs to be said.
Have you had situations?
We've had situations like that, and I'm just like, dude, just fucking like, just don't even encourage it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if they want to fight, like, we're gonna fight, you know what I mean? That's how some of the fights got started, but we don't go looking for trouble. If trouble finds us, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that.
But I prefer to be a ninja behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it's like, I don't want you to see us coming. We're coming, you know? We're coming, but you're not going to see us coming.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, you know, you wanted to get away from fighters. You came here, and now you're coaching a stable of...
Now I'm coaching a stable of young and up and coming fighters. And it all happened by accident.
Yeah.
It all happened by accident.
What's kind of the short and long term game for Christna Kim?
I think eventually I'd like to open up my own school. It doesn't matter the location as long as I'm be able to help people. Like at at trouble youths or people who just want to lose weight. As long as I can help and contribute, I love this job. This is what I was put on earth to do. Just to help people. It doesn't matter the location. As long as I can pay bills, have little savings, I'm happy. I don't ask for much in return.
Yeah.
Just come in, work hard, help clean up, get your dues in on time. I'm sure you've seen a lot of that.
Yeah, the toughest part I think about promoting. I mean, there's a lot of tough. If I'm being honest with you, it's pretty tough.
You do not you're great at your job, but that job is hard. That job is hard.
It's not easy, and like I said, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and cry.
No.
I'm a thick-skinned kind of person as
you
well.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah, and I've for the most part dealt with very cool people like yourself, very interesting, cooperative people. But you get knuckleheads that make you feel like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, it's for every knucklehead that does that, you have like 5 guys who are like Joshua or Tommy,
right.
Who like who are like they do what they're supposed to, and it works both ways too, because as like we want to provide, we want to sell tickets, you stay in business, we have a platform to fight in, you know what I mean? Yeah. But one thing that you do that other promoters, or you don't do that other promoters do, is like you don't hound us for like ticket sales. And Josh, I know, has brought that up.
Yeah.
There's a couple promotions where just like it was every day, like how many tickets you sell, how many tickets, and we're just like, you're cutting weight, you're training,
right.
Like you still have to work, it's like fighting is not that lucrative of a career, you like
right.
A lot of these guys still have a 9 to 5. They come in at like maybe 60-70%, and we gotta just grind. The last thing you want to do is like have someone like hitting you up via text, via calls, messenger about how many ticket sales you got.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that, and I appreciate you telling me that, because selling tickets is important.
Yeah, no, we agree.
But if you're in this and you don't know that, like I can't really teach you that. You know what I mean? Like I can just encourage you.
Yeah.
Once or twice or whatever, and then it's on you. I mean, these people are adults,
Yeah.
I don't do junior fights, I only do 18 and over. Like, first off, like all power to the young kids that want to compete and to the promotions that want to put them on.
Yeah.
But it's just not something I'm comfortable with. I feel like there's a lot of liability there. I don't want to deal with parents that are upset because they feel like their kid got knocked out by a kid that was superior or whatever. I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I'm dealing with adults, and I just figure, hey, you got to sell tickets. Because if not, nobody's going to come watch you. A bigger promotion down the line.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be that bigger promotion down the line. But another bigger promotion is not going to look at you if they know you're selling 3 tickets. I mean, it's,
Yeah, no, it's a symbiotic relationship. It's like you provide a platform for these guys to fight. We sell tickets, keep you in business. The fighters get like whatever percentage they get, you know what I mean? So some of these guys do make pretty good money, because they're selling like 80 to 100 tickets, You have those guys, and I'm sure like you've had those guys.
I've had a couple, and that was awesome.
That was awesome, right? But then you also had guys who sold like 3 tickets and didn't even give you the ticket money back, tickets back. Yeah.
I've had multiple people show up with nothing.
Yeah.
Just didn't sell anything.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've seen a couple of people do that, and then they're just kind of like, oh well, like whatever. But it's like, at least try. Like, your mom doesn't want to. Like, your mom doesn't want to buy a ticket.
Well, I mean, that's what I always think. I figure, guys gotta have a family at least that wants to come watch it. But like you said, people should know this. I mean, I can't. I just tell them, please do this. I'll give you, a percentage, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they'll either do it or they don't. At the end of the day, that's your job as a fighter, and my job as a promoter is to try to get people to come watch you as well. So, like you said, we work together.
Yeah.
And you guys do a great job. You guys do a great job.
You have a great support system at NHC.
The thing, even though selling tickets is important, the thing for me that I really like about your guys and, you know, a lot of the camps I'm dealing with, and I don't know if you noticed, but like at FightersRep 9, the last event, like it was pretty much all major camps, like because the independents, they kind of just, they're the ones that typically give you a hard time.
Yeah.
So like for me, the important thing besides selling tickets, like guys show up on weight.
Yeah.
Guys have their stuff signed, and I make it super easy, you know?
Yeah, you have one of the best, easiest promotions. Everything just flows so well. Everything is well explained, well thought out. You're very easy to talk to. You know, your whole company is just easy to deal with, like easy to deal with.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
There's been a couple of times where we fought where like we didn't know where to go. Like, you know, you don't charge fighters for parking either.
Wow.
Then make us chase some unforeseen person or some ghost of a person to get reimbursed. You know, that was the hardest part. Is like we're fighting for you, but we're not getting like nickel and dimed, or you're not making it hard for us because like, you know, the hard part is still yet to come. You know what I mean? Right. The hard part is still yet to come, and you make it so easy. That's why we try to get as many guys on your cards as possible.
I appreciate that. And that's also the reason, like, I respect what you guys are doing, man.
Thank you.
It's not easy. I know it's not easy.
That's
you know, and I go to CMMA. I train a couple times a week when it's open. I'm not a fighter by any means, but, you know, I like to train and try to stay in some sort of shape. And
But
I've done sparring. I've been hitting the head, and it doesn't feel good.
I know. It's see, but that's also one thing is you know what goes into it because you train like a fighter. You know what I mean? A lot of guys who want to be fighters are they're coaching and they have never fought before, or they're trying to start a promotion they've never had that kind of stress. It's like it's almost like talking to a rock because like they don't have an understanding of what these guys go through, these young guys go through. This is not their full-time job. This is like almost like a hobby. Right, a lot of these guys are fighting. This is like something to check off their bucket list. And so they're getting hit, they're cutting weight, they're working a 9 to 5, and they're walking to the gym on fumes.
Potentially getting hospitalized.
Yeah, and just for what? Like, a lot of these guys are doing it for free. You know what I mean? They want experience. They're doing it for the love of the sport. They're doing it for, you know, just to see what it feels like, just to fulfill some kind of like childhood fantasy, you know, or just to test themselves, you know. And then the last thing you need is like someone like breathing down your neck or saying things to you that you don't want to hear at that moment. You know,
it's not respectful, bro.
It's not respectful. Yeah. It's not, and that's what you know, like that's what we have a problem with here. Is like if we don't feel that love either, we're not gonna go on. We're not gonna go on the cards. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's no effort from me. I'm just being honest. I'm like you, man. I'm just being myself, man. This is what I was taught growing up. You know,
like, cool.
So back to you, man. Forget about me. It's not about me. It's about you. Let's circle back to Santa Ana. Because Santa Ana, man, I've been through there not too long ago. Yeah. That place is not cute, bro. What's going on in Santa Ana right now? I noticed there was a ton of homeless people and drug addicts and stuff around like the downtown area. Man.
Yeah, and so it's kind of... So Santa Ana was bad, and then it started going up a little bit, but now it's kind of sliding back down. And thank God that like we pulled my grandma. My grandma was living in a retirement center there, but they were constantly getting like burglarized. You know, guys were like breaking in or stealing stuff. Wow. And so we're like, you know, grandma, this is not the place for you. So we pulled her out. So we haven't had to deal with any more of that. But she used to live like right beside a riverbed where the homeless would camp out, and it was really bad. And when growing up, I would have to ride my Schwinn all the way from First and Fairview and go to Los Amigos High School in Fountain Valley. So I would have to like ride a bike through the riverbed, through the cities, all the way just get to a better high school. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And it was worth it. It was worth it. Yeah. It was worth it. The programs there were just, they helped me a lot more. The coaches there were phenomenal. The teachers there were very helpful with especially with how I grew up.
And it was a public school?
It was a public school.
Cool. So you could just, go to another one? Is that how it worked? Or?
Yeah, well, we had to like lie about my address.
Oh. Yeah. No, you didn't. We'll edit
no, we didn't
that
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're in trouble.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
It was a good opportunity for me though, because like going through there, I had an amazing couple of coaches that helped instill in me what it was to work hard and the benefits of working hard.
What kind of coaches though? Was this?
Growing up in high school, I wrestled, played water polo, and I was on the swim team.
I see. So there's a wrestling base there as well.
A little bit, super bad though. Like I'm a terrible wrestler.
No.
Like if you get me on my back, I'm gonna lay there. Lay there and take a nap.
So no jiu-jitsu?
I'm like a 10-year white belt.
Well, I was gonna ask you because you mentioned earlier that you coach guys for MMA as well. So I mean, is it striking for MMA or
striking for MMA?
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
Striking for MMA. And it was cool to see to work with some of these guys who were super tough, athletic. You would think that their striking was abysmal, but no, it's California. Like these MMA guys can do everything.
Yeah.
Like they can do everything. All I did was just tighten a couple of them up,
Mm-hmm.
But they've, we've been in organizations like King of the Cage, Gladiator Challenge. We had a couple of guys who were getting ready for Bellator come through here. I'm not gonna mention new names.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So we do have, I have a pretty well-rounded base. I got a couple of people ready for boxing matches, things like that.
Nice. And did you fight at any point?
Besides
in Santa Ana.
Yeah, I had a couple. I had 6 fights. I went 3-3.
Oh,
So it wasn't the
okay.
best record, but I have got my feet wet. The worst thing you can do is have a swim coach that has never been in the water, right? Right. So yeah.
But we do have. I mean, that is weird because we do have that in combat.
Yeah. So no disrespect, no disrespect for some of those people who coach but they've never fought. No disrespect, but as long as they understand. And they're not asking the impossible, because I've seen guys who coaches who don't fight, and they're just making guys cut 30, 40 pounds, and it's dude, that's insane. Do you know what it feels like to cut 10 pounds?
Right.
You mean do you understand the diets that these guys have to go on, how they feel? It's I've seen these things time and time again. I've been around great coaches and I've been around a lot of bad coaches.
Yeah. And
these guys are. They're just they're teaching something that they've never really been a part of. They watch a fucking YouTube clip and they're I can do that. And it's no, motherfucker, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Tell me a little bit. I've been staring at that shirt.
Oh.
And you've sent me that logo before. Tell me a little bit about that.
So this is the Buddha surrounded by the Naga. This is the protector, very beneficial to humans. And that's what I want for NHC to be, is the beneficial for people, to come in here, we're going to better your lives, I believe in that.
And you're also, like you mentioned earlier, affiliated with Long Beach Kickboxing.
Yes. There's a lot of great guys.
Oh yeah. And I met I believe is your cousin, Mooney?
Yeah, Mooney's awesome.
I met your cousin there. He's worked with us as well. Another awesome guy.
He's an awesome guy. He's a really good fighter too.
You guys are. Let me tell you, I'm really impressed. But anyway, I met him, and he put a kid, Christian O'Brien, the Black Irishman.
Yeah, I never got to ask him how he got that name.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
And his last name is O'Brien, so I figured he just put it together.
Much.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm oversimplifying, but that could be it. But he's fought for us 3 times.
He's good. He's really tough.
Yeah, and they put another kid. I think they put another. Was Tawali'i?
Yeah, there was another kid who fought on
Torrance,
the same night
Tawali'i?
as. No, there's actually 2 guys from Long Beach Kickboxing other than Christian. Yeah.
Gavi Myth as well.
Yeah.
Another very tough kid that I really want to see back.
Yeah.
Young. And he fought a guy that was more experienced than him. He accepted the fight.
Yeah.
He got stopped in the 3rd round, but that was a war. And that kid's going to be a beast. At least in my opinion. He looked like a beast to me. So, everybody coming out of your camps, are you affiliated with them more than just by family? Do you guys cross-train?
Yeah, we do cross-train. We had Christian here the last time before everything got shut down,
Gotcha.
and But Mooney and I we're close. We don't always agree on a lot of things, but there is a ton of respect. He's a great trainer. He's an awesome human being. He has, Long Beach kickboxing is his, if you think Long Beach kickboxing, you think Mooney and Oumry, you know what I mean? Who is, who's like the man there.
The founder, right?
Oumry? The founder, yeah. He's a huge part of the Cambodian community. I mean, that man has single-handedly kept more kids out of gangs than any government organization or affiliate or program or anything like that. But,
and that's why we do these videos, man. That's why I want to do these videos, because look what you're saying. Who knew about that? Nobody knew about that.
Yeah, nobody outside of the city of Long Beach. You know what I mean?
Because Oumry's probably not going around talking about what he's doing for these kids.
One thing about training at Long Beach kickboxing or training here is we're humble, and that's pretty much kind of a detriment to us too. We don't like to talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about myself. I don't like to talk about myself. I know Mooney is, keeps to himself. He trains the guys there. He does a wonderful job. Oumry is, he's not one person to brag about himself.
Right.
So that works. That's humbling, and it's part of our martial arts spirit is to not brag and go around. But not a lot of people know about us. Not a lot of people know my connection about that because I don't talk about it. Not a lot of people know that we're family. NAC is deeply connected to Long Beach kickboxing.
Now Oumry's the founder of Long Beach kickboxing, the owner.
Yeah, he's the man.
And is he your uncle?
Grandfather.
Yeah. Okay, grandfather.
He's probably one of the most important father figures I've ever had growing up.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
He's humble, hardworking. He was running Long Beach kickboxing and delivering phone books once upon a time.
Wow.
And he's just a good human being. He takes care of everybody. You walk through those doors, he greets you with a smile. He asks how you are, and he doesn't hold mitts as I don't think he holds mitts anymore. But he'll watch you. He'll watch you on the bag. He'll watch how you move and give you these little what other people would think insignificant, things, advice, and they just make up a world of difference. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think I've seen a document.
Yeah.
Where Long Beach kickboxing was I guess earned an award or achievement or something where
I believe it was a lifetime achievement.
Well, they were considered one of the first.
Yeah, so I believe they were one of the first kickboxing gyms in California, and he's been operating it pretty much by himself. Well, he and Ron have been operating, and they've been taking all these young kids and just turning them into beasts.
Coach Ron Smith, right?
Yeah, Ron Smith is awesome.
Shout out, great guy as well.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. I was touching on Christian O'Brien, but we'll get back to him. I kind of wanted you to tell me briefly about what you said about Oumry. How many kids he's kept out of gangs and the street life?
He would just take not even just kids, but even troubled adults. You know what I mean? There's the guys who couldn't even pay him, and they're like, okay, pay me when you can. Come in, train. Oh, you want to fight? Okay, well, we'll think about it. But right now, just come in. Have you eaten? Some of these guys, they don't eat. He gives them money to eat, And this is just an amazing man, just a one of a kind gentleman.
And it's Oumry's not one name, right? Means uncle. Is that what it means? It means uncle, or am I wrong about that?
It depends on the context that you use it. But Oumry, yeah, is it's just something respectful to say to someone who's older than you.
I find that fascinating because in Arabic, I speak Arabic and Spanish as well.
Yeah.
But in Arabic, am is uncle.
Yeah.
Paternal, and it's also what you say to an elder.
Yes.
That's how you address an elder. You say, I'm me, and this.
Oumry.
So I just thought, mom, I was like, it's pretty.
There's a lot of connection there. I mean, we all used to be neighbors.
I guess, yeah, man, yeah. So he's done a lot for the community.
He's done a tremendous amount for the community, and like I said, the amount of people that he's helped, single-handedly has helped more people than any other government program in Long Beach. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a knock on the city of Long Beach or the community or anything like that, but I've never met a more giving and loving man as Oumry.
Wow. Coming from you, I think that means a lot.
You're too kind.
That's awesome. Let me circle back to Christian O'Brien real quick.
Yeah.
Because, we don't want to just talk about how great of a person he is, but also how great of a coach he is, and Mooney as well, obviously. I mean, Mooney and Ron, and they're all, showing these kids the ropes, literally and figuratively. And then, Christian O'Brien fought for us like 3 times.
Yeah.
His first fight, he lost. I mean, it was a good fight, but he lost the decision. Second fight, he improved, I would say, 50%.
Yeah, so we were there at both fights. We witnessed his first one, he lost. We were there for his second and third one, and the fight before, we didn't even know who was that guy. But then second and third, it's like, damn, this dude just made leaps and bounds in terms of improvement.
And I was going to say the third fight, 100% improvement. Yeah. I mean, that was insane.
Completely different fighter.
And the second fight was impressive. He fought Kai Buger from Systems Training Center, which is a badass team. They got Christos Giagos in the UFC. Coach Dima's out there. Anderson Silva's son, Gabriel's training there. I mean, that's a badass team.
It's an awesome team.
Yeah. So he beats that kid Kai, and then the third fight, he faces Dino Ibarra out of Millennia MMA, I believe. Another incredible gym here, loaded with talent, UFC guys and everything else. And it was a fantastic fight. But man, Dino was undefeated in MMA and undefeated in striking. And he had beaten a very tough kid, one of Josh Barnett's kids, Brandon Aviles. He had beaten him, so I was like, man, this is going to be a test for Christian O'Brien. I said to myself, I said this is going to be a very tough fight. And he's young. He's a young kid, I mean, what was? Did you know that about his opponent? How tough he was? And
no, but I talked to Mooney, and he was telling me about him. And this guy's really good. He's got a couple guys that are coming up. We're gonna fight on the same card, so it was exciting. Then we see him, and we're like, okay, first fight, he could maybe had jitters, didn't go his way. But second and third, we're like, damn, Mooney, Ron, what did you do to this guy? This guy is the
totally different
fighter. And he's in your face. He's an aggressive fighter. We had him and his brother in here sparring. 2 of the nicest kids ever. What you meet on the mats versus what was on display. He was a rock star in the ring, an animal, a beast.
Yeah.
They in here just super kind, very thankful for the rounds. Didn't go hard. He and B just kind of match each other really well. Yeah. It's really respectful. And just Mooney, Ron, Oumry, they're doing a really good job with some of these new up and coming fighters, and it's awesome to see.
I love that camp. I love your camps. One thing that really hyped me up too about that whole situation is I felt like I saw a kid develop. Obviously it's because of you guys, but also I mean it happened at my show, right? Seeing a guy, go from what he was to what he is now in front of my eyes, just in a matter of a year. Every couple months there was a new show, and every couple months it was a new version of this kid that came out there. And I mean, he landed some devastating right hands in that last fight, and I was like, wow, this kid's got dynamite in his right hand now, and he's a lot more coordinated. I mean, he just, again, I was impressed. He looked like a totally different kid out there, man.
I think it's like I said, they have Long Beach Kickboxing has a great training team,
Yeah.
And so they look at everything. It's they're not it's not like being surrounded by a bunch of yes men. It's oh, you won that fight, you look great. It's hey, you did a good job, but these are things that we can improve on. And that's how I was raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be you took 20 right hands and be good job. It's damn, dude, you got hit with like 20 right hands. Like, good job, we won, but let's work on that. I'm not gonna be like, fucking.
What did you tell Christian, if anything, after his fight?
I don't have a lot. I just told him good job.
Yeah,
I told him good job. But you would have to interview Mooney for that one. He's the man behind the scenes at Long Beach.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Because, I was just interested after what you told Joshua that, hey, you could have done better.
Okay, so I'm not the lovey-dovey coach. Right. I'm going to blow smoke up your ass.
Right.
I'm going to tell you how it is because it's not for my benefit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not me getting, like, potentially splattered up in the ring. It's like, you have a great team behind you, but at the end of the day, it's you and him. It's you and him.
Yeah.
And my job is to make you a better version of the person who either enters that ring or leaves that ring. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I see something that you did wrong, I'm going to say something. You know what I mean? But,
To some extent, though, do you just tell them that when you feel like they didn't fight to their potential? Or do you also take into consideration, the opponent? Because that kid he fought, Joshua, when he fought Yeno Kapushin.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Dude, a stud.
Very good Armenian fighter, And
I haven't met a bad Armenian fighter.
and only in SoCal. You get an Armenian and a Korean fighter to fight each other.
And they're like
wild.
one city over from each other.
Right. So did you kind of tell him, well, you could have done better, but that was a tough.
So
kid.
that was out of love. You know what I mean? I think it was like he had just came back from Thailand. And we were trying to get his feet wet, and so he was dealing with a lot outside of the gym, getting his life in order and having a fight and things like that. But what I said to him was, we could have done better, but I think that was my way of showing him love. Like, let's fix this, let's move on forward. Like, we got our feet wet. We got that win outside of coming back from our vacation. And so, let's get better from here. Like, it wasn't a knock on him. It was just kind of like, that was me coaching him and probably maybe...
Tough love.
Maybe tough love or maybe criticism for myself. Like, I could have done better too.
For sure. I just think it's funny that, because I'm ringside.
Yeah.
And, I'm pulling my hair out because I'm so, hyped about that fight because they're just going at it. And Josh was looking like a damn Rottweiler in there.
Yeah, he wanted that. He was hungry for this fight.
Yeah, and he tells me that, you just told him.
I know. I saw that interview.
Christna, man, this has been really cool.
Oh, I love being on. This is so much fun.
I appreciate you doing this with me, man.
And, I would have, if it was anybody else, I probably would have just I don't want to be interviewed. But for you and your promotion and knowing you personally as a great guy and someone that I trust.
Thanks, bro.
Who's not just going to, stir the pot or take whatever I say and, cut it up and to fit whatever narrative you're trying to fulfill. I trust you. My whole team trusts you. You have a great promotion, and we just appreciate working with you. And this was a lot of fun.
Thanks, man. Where can people find you if they want to come train with one of the baddest dudes? I tell people, if you're one of the baddest in SoCal or in California, then you're one of the baddest, period. So, where can people come and get that, that authentic kind of, I don't even want to say, I'm just going to say it. Yeah, there we go. That lineage, man. Where can people get that, man?
So
how do they follow you and where do they find you?
You can find me at Christna Kim. Wait, no, actually, scratch that. You can find me at Clamptastic on Instagram.
Fantastic. With the little SpongeBob character, right?
With the little SpongeBob character. That was taken at Universal. So outside of the gym, I'm like a dork. I have 2 kids.
I get it. I'm
a full-time dad, part-time trainer. But you can find us at NHC. We're off the 605 on the corner of the Catella and Los Alamitos Boulevard. Yeah, we train Monday through Thursday, 7 to 8:30. We only train 4 days a week.
And keep an eye out for these killers that Christna keeps sending me, guys.
Yeah.
But appreciate your time, Christna. Thank you so much, man.
I appreciate you interviewing. Appreciate
You're the
everybody.
man, bro. You're the man.
Thank you.